Okay. Howdy, folks. What's going on? This is Outlaw Hatfield back at you one more time. Running a bit late. I've come to the conclusion that following Matt's chat is not the easiest thing to do because there's no telling what time he's going to get done. And I hang around for as long as I possibly can, and by that time it's 20 minutes after. But anyway, we are here. We are late, but we are live. So I guess that's all good in the great big scheme of things. Who we got hanging around out there on the YouTube side? We got Snob's wife, David Mad. Scott's out there, Untactical Family. Caleb's out there. Travis T's out there. More Travi. Always more Travi. Midnight Range. Speaking of Travi, we have the second in command. Gizzard's out there. Kinky's out there. Ozzy's out there. Two Live Blues out there. Howdy, guys. How's everybody going? I hope you've had a good weekend. I worked all weekend, sewed some guns, had some fun, met some interesting people, and one of the people that I met was Georgia Truck. He stopped by the shop the other day, and we had a great little conversation for a few minutes. Great guy. Bought some things. I was happy to see him. If any of you other folks would like to stop by the shop, I'd be happy to see you too. Maybe take a picture, put it up over on Instagram. So, with me in here tonight, I have Gizzard Gary. How are you, sir?
Well, I'm very good, sir, and a hearty good evening to you.
Yeah, after that fiasco over there with Matt, I'm not sure how good this evening could possibly get. Everybody voted wrong. I blame the Travi. It was their influence.
Well, now it's your chance to make it right.
Yeah, because everybody knows the greatest Star Trek captain was Picard. That's just common sense. Good Lord. Why would anybody vote for Janeway? She was just an annoyance at best. Guys, I'm in the process of sending out more links. Gary, if you see anybody out there that might want one, feel free to ship them out one as well.
It's a linky poo.
Anyway, guys, we've got some things coming up on the channel here. I am starting to gather things together for a 500 sub giveaway. So
500 subs?
Yeah, 500 sub giveaway. How you doing, G?
Good. You're giving away 500 subs? You're saying I just won 500 subs?
Yes, absolutely. I'm saying that one of my lucky viewers is going to be a winner of a giveaway. I'm going to do a first, second, and third place. And I'm still trying to work out the odds and the ends of it. But I will be having more information on that in the near future. So I want it to be something interesting. So I figure it's time to give a little back. So, and I've got some cool stuff already, and I'm going to be adding some more cool stuff to it. So we're going to see where it goes. So what's been going on with you, Gary? Anything new?
Work.
That's it.
It's all happened today. Yeah, pretty much.
That's pretty much life, isn't it?
Yeah.
How's the weather out your way?
What's that?
How's the weather out your way?
It was starting to snow as I came home tonight. 27 degrees.
It has done nothing but rain here for 3 days. Our front yard looks like a pond. So, and I'm not talking about just sprinkling. It's been thunder and lightning, just downpours at times. And then it'll lighten up a little bit, and then right back to downpouring. So, I don't know how much rain we've actually gotten, but it's been quite a bit. So, one thing's for sure, we are not in a water shortage here in South Carolina this year. So, ooh, I just got a message from somebody here. Oh Lord, oh Lord, guys, you ain't gonna believe this. You are not going to believe who just asked for a link. Not in your wildest dreams. Nope.
Travis.
Travi.
I'm stalking Ellis right now.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't mind you stalking me.
Travis,
You can stalk me all you want. But
There you go.
Did you just hear the announcement that I made, Travis?
You're pregnant?
Yeah, that.
Oh, yeah. Well, congratulations. No, I didn't know.
It's
That-
G-Webs.
No, you were
G-Webs
talking
is
about a lot of water or something? You guys don't need any water because of all the rain or what?
Yeah, we've got a lot of rain, but that's not the announcement I was talking about.
Oh, yeah, you're doing a giveaway for 500 subscribers? You're giving away
Yeah.
500 subs.
Yes.
All right, I want a USS Nebraska and a Red October, if possible.
Oh, I was talking about Subway. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I like sandwiches too, so yeah.
Well, now Midnight Range is going to be doing all the sub making. So.
Oh, okay, good. Oh, excellent. Okay, cool. Yeah, man.
He's paying for everything.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah. So if you win this, Midnight Range TM is making you a sub and going to ship it to you through the mail.
Dude, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, via UPS.
But
First place.
I don't want made into a sub?
Then you're just out of luck. you're just out of luck. And the upside with that, all that is the salmonella comes free. That's just the bonus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, tuna subs for the 3 winners.
Oof.
Yeah.
With what's that lettuce we've been having problems with lately? That's killing everybody off. Romaine lettuce. Yeah, romaine lettuce on the top.
Yeah, that's how we're going to do this. We're going to send the first, second, and third place winner all a sub made by Midnight Range TM tuna with romaine lettuce and 3-week-old mayonnaise that's been sitting out in the sun. So,
oh my God,
it'll be a great
with a scoop of coleslaw that's been at the family reunion all weekend, sitting on the table.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you planning on making osmosis 2 or something?
No. I'm just trying to make everybody happy. It's hard to do. Midnight Range is thinking, wonder what kind of special sauce I could put on that. We don't want to know.
Yeah.
I've seen that movie. No thanks. Anyway, but yeah, I'm gonna do a 500 sub giveaway. I'm planning on adding some AR parts to this little giveaway for first prize. Maybe a couple of hats, shirt, maybe. Definitely going to have a AR-15 barrel in there, 16-inch. So, maybe some other odds and ends. We shall see. But yeah, for anybody that's wanting to build a gun, when I come up with exactly how this is going to work, that might be a way to get you started with it.
See, that could be bad. I had a viewer send me a single pin for the trigger pack for an AR-15, and he said, "Here you go. Now you've got to go build an AR." And I did. I was like, "Hey, cool, man." Of course, he included an extra. Oh, this is enough to cover the cost of a lower receiver, stripped receiver. So I went ahead and bought that, and then I did it, man. It was awesome.
I got the AR barrel. I think if I can remember where I have it, I might throw in my. I got a carrying handle around here somewhere too. I just don't know where it's at the moment. So if I find that, I might throw that in as a little extra. So.
Hello.
Oh God! Now I got them both in here.
Is it time for this doodle?
No.
Lord God.
Some strudel for you.
Okay, G Webs, you're in charge of keeping them in line.
Ah.
Oh man.
So here's a question for you guys.
17.
42.
Well, 42 is always a good answer. Um, what do you think I should do to get people to enter this giveaway? Maybe make a video.
Yeah, videos are always cool. Video responses are always nice.
Well, but we need a
Mhm.
subject line, don't we?
Oh, I don't know.
Free
What do you
stuff.
think? What do you think's the most important thing to do?
Well, I'm working on that. I'm thinking about it.
Okay, your handle is the Outlaw Hatfield.
Yes.
Do a video response about favorite westerns.
I got a better idea. Here you go, guys.
How
I
about
want
maybe?
you-
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I want you to go back through my videos, pick out one of the interviews I've done, and tell me why it's your favorite.
That's
In a
easy.
video response. I've done many interviews with many different people.
Mhm.
I want you to go back through my videos and tell me which one of my interviews was your favorite, and tell me what about that particular guest really got you excited doing the interview.
That's easy.
Well, I know it's easy for you.
Gary was one
Whichever
of
one's
the
the shortest.
I know which one Midnight Range is going to pick, his wife, because if she don't, she's going to kick his ass. But
No, I picked that one because it was a good ass interview.
it was one of the best. Yes, I will go with that. It was great. But I've also did great interviews with G Webs. I've done great interviews with Ghost, Matt. Finally got Travis on an interview after all that time. So
Yeah, man.
I was talking about the other Travis, but
I do
Oh,
believe I was Christmas shopping or something.
yes, but we got that interview in last Christmas. Exactly. Yep. And you know what? I think we ought to make that a Christmas tradition. I think we ought to figure out a way to do another one this year.
There you go.
So if you're up for it, I am.
Speaking of shopping, Travis, have you been chased by any more robots while shopping?
Yeah, I see that son of a bitch all the time.
I just
Goddamn-
pushed it.
God-
Just knock it over, dude.
Goddamn Marty. I bumped into that son of a bitch the other day. I was like not paying attention, and I had my son with me. We were shopping. He gave it, man. He looked at that thing like all sideways. He's like, "What the hell is that thing?"
What store is that in?
It's a grocery store I go to.
No, seriously, just tip it over and put it on its side and just leave it there. I mean, that's
I know it's crazy.
Just
And
say it accosted you and you defended yourself and you didn't want to draw on fire.
Marty
question-
touched me inappropriately, and I riddled
Yep.
it with bullets.
My question is do you carry when you go to that grocery store?
Usually, yeah.
Okay, good. That's smart.
Yeah.
That robot gets out of control. You know how to take care of it, right?
Hey, he's slow
Because
as hell, too.
Skynet's gonna fire up when you're in that bread aisle, and that's when shit's gonna go down, and you're gonna have to,
Exactly.
that's it. That's gonna be the war versus machines right there in front of the pita pockets. Yep.
Well, that's what I worry about. Is it's actually like the robot from RoboCop in disguise, and just goes bananas one time and
Ed
whips out a
209.
couple of Ed 209
Yep.
whips out a couple of miniguns and lays waste to the place.
Okay. G Web says he has a thing. G Webs, go ahead.
This is off subject. Is that all right?
That's fine. Go ahead.
If you have any small children, I suggest you have them leave the room so you don't spoil it for them, and sit down if you are standing up, and if you're drinking something, swallow it so you don't spit it out. Are you ready?
I'm driving. Should I pull over?
You should have already pulled over. I can't believe you're in Ellis.
I gotta pee. Should I go urinate first?
It's gonna be a mess. It's gonna be a bloody mess.
Oh my god.
Are you ready for this?
Yep, go ahead.
That's tank paintball.
I want it.
I want one.
I want one.
Just in time for Christmas.
You know?
Oh, damn.
That looks fun, dude.
I didn't even know this was a thing. How the hell can this be a thing and it be 2018 and we don't know about this?
I had no clue.
Oh my!
The question is, do they shoot like paintballs that are 4 times the size as normal paintballs? Because that
I
would
don't
be
know,
pretty.
but I think
They
the
look normal. Looks like
possibilities are limitless.
The face
To
splatter.
build your own tank, you get to build your own ordnance, you get to build your own firearms, right? I can imagine all kinds of interesting stuff with this. This is amazing.
Wow!
No longer are old shitty lawnmowers useless.
That is just cool. Now, could you imagine somebody coming up with like a 8 or 10 inch gun to put on there, shooting big ass paintballs?
Need to have like a paint flamethrower in there where just like sprays paint, you know?
That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking. Flamethrowers would be
Paint
like
napalm.
Freaking awesome.
an airless sprayer, right?
Uh-huh.
I'd paint Fury on the barrel of mine.
Just strap a Wagner power painter to it.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. You could actually use those great big huge tanks of CO2.
Ooh! You could go to the car wash and steal one of the sprayer wands.
This thing has a motor. You just would have a compressor running and it would always have air. There's no tanks with this. It's a tank. It's got a motor.
I didn't even think about that. You're right.
Come on.
Wow. G-Webs, you're a genius.
I'm just looking what I'm looking at here. But yeah, I would think you'd hook it up to a compressor, right? Just like an AC compressor, run it off of there and got all the pressure you need.
That
If only
is
there was a
cool.
way to take paint and put it into their liquid and have it shoot just globs of paint instead of balls, right? Then I don't know if you can do that.
Huh.
Anyway, interesting. I just saw it on this guy's Instagram. I never even heard of it before, but it looks incredibly awesome.
That was cool, man. I'm glad you shared that with us.
Oh my God, Bob's out in the chat.
Isn't it past his bedtime? Oh,
Well,
well.
what
The
What
Bob.
the hell is he doing out there? He should be in here.
God. You know what? We haven't had a Bob in here in months.
He wouldn't dare come in here.
Except for Night Strike's haircut.
Well, yeah. That's a different Bob. Okay. Who's got Bob's email? Andy.
I'd have to look it up.
Let's see here. Damn it.
Not on Gun Channel, so check that.
What does he say?
Never mind. I've got it.
No.
There. It's sent. Let's see if he shows up. We got two Travi and a Bob. That's a show right there.
That's all you need for a fucking party.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Well, Bob brings the party himself, so.
Throw in a bottle of Jim Beam and you're good to go.
I'm
yeah.
a brown guy.
Or two.
Too busy for you peasants. What is this?
Oh my god.
Too busy.
We're the best game in town, man.
I have you know I
Canadian
am.
Bob. Is this Bob from Canada?
Yeah, I have
Bob?
you know I am the outlaw Hatfield. I've got tens of fans.
Bob's better watch it, man. Trudeau wants to bring all sorts of immigrants up there.
And at least half of them are on a panel right now.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
once
he's
we're out of
gonna be
Denver, we're going north, so Canada be ready.
And then
Yeah.
most of them can spell the word cat without looking it up. So
He's gonna be a minority pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
and then there's P11 who was actually a teacher. I don't know how where that came from. I don't know. How did that happen? Good Lord.
Well, I went to college and got a teaching license, and I got hired.
Who did you pay off?
What?
Tell us
No.
the secret. Who did you pay off?
Nobody. I went to a recruiting fair and signed a contract.
Uh-huh. Yeah, right.
It's really that easy.
It's really that easy to become a teacher.
Well, I went out and visited the school before I signed, obviously, but
$36,000 a year.
yeah, no, it's only 50 hours a week. It's
But it gets his summers off.
Yeah, no, well, sorta. I mean, I've got extra duty work that I do. I do get paid a little bit for it, but yeah.
You know, he gets an extended summer vacation.
It's not vacation. I go to the range every day. Do you know how hard that is and how much work that is?
Yeah, I realize that.
Dude, seriously, man.
Content.
I go to the range every day too.
Shut up.
Well, yeah, but it's not part of my job, thank God, you know.
Yeah, that would be miserable, wouldn't it? Doing what I do for a living.
Mm-hmm.
You would just you couldn't handle it, dude.
No, I think I could.
There's a lot of pressure involved. You know, you've got to talk to all these wonderful gun owning people about two-way matters and firearms, and
So it's kind of like what I do on YouTube right now, anyway.
Try to help them decide which weapon is best for them in their situations. You know, it's a bit rough. It gets a bit rough.
Now, what Ellis really meant to say was, there's a lot of pressure involved because if he knocks that water line off the toilet, he's going to get soaked.
Yeah, that's true too. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, we have a biker Bob in the chat.
Oh man,
how are
here we
you,
go.
sir?
Hey y'all, how y'all doing?
Biker Bob, where have you been hiding for the last 6 months?
I've been busy.
Doing what?
Oh, lots of shit happening right now. So yeah.
You're in Canada. There ain't nothing happening in Canada.
Oh, terrible things are happening here. They're going to outlaw handguns.
What?
Yeah.
Holy! Can't you guys go buy SKSs at Walmart, like in discount bins and stuff?
Yeah.
Well, okay. What?
They're going to outlaw handguns.
Where's that coming from? Don't you guys need them to fight off the bears and the wolves and stuff?
Oh, see, the handguns, the only people who use them are all these gangbangers in Toronto.
Oh my God!
That's where all the people live. So
you got the New York effect going in. They're going to ban it for the whole country instead of just that one city. Then, just like New York, you know.
Well, and people in the city are going like, "Well, what's good's it going to do? It's already pretty much illegal to have a handgun in Canada." Oh, they're doing all kinds of crazy shit, right? One of the things they're doing is they're saying 50% of the guns used in handgun crimes in Canada are come from Canada. The problem is any gun used in a handgun crime in Canada, they look where it comes from. But unfortunately, if you use a toy gun or a pellet gun, it's considered a handgun crime. So
oh my God,
that's for the 50% that were actually came from Canada. That's where those come from. Like the real guns come, get smuggled in when they're smuggling the pot out. They're smuggling the guns in. I mean, that kind of makes sense, right?
Lord God. And I thought we had problems here.
No. We have Justin Trudeau. That's about the worst nightmare anyone can have.
So, is there anybody out there fighting against this? Or are they just going to roll over and accept it?
There's so few of us, right? That's the problem. And we're Canadians, right? So we're polite. And especially if you're a gun owner, you have to be really polite. Because if somebody says, hey, that sounded insulting, next thing you know, they're going to come take your guns away. And it's like sucks here, man. Like I always tell anyone I'm getting married, never own guns. Because if you own guns, as soon as you get in an argument, you're going to lose them.
So, what are your options at this point, Bob? Because I know you own firearms, handguns.
Yeah. Well, and that's the worst part is they're not even going to pay us. They're just going to take them away. So I think if I can get my passport back in time, I'm going to come down to the States just before the law goes in effect. And then I become, in effect, a refugee. A firearms refugee, because I can't go back with my firearms.
How many
would arrest me?
How many people are you bringing in this caravan?
Oh my God! The worst part is they look like all of us. We're not going to know. It's like so. Bob, I got a question for you. Have you ever been in Winnipeg, Manitoba?
Oh yeah, my brother lives there. I'm about 2 hours away.
So where I live in central Nebraska, it looks exactly like Winnipeg, Manitoba. Come here, you won't notice a difference. It's going to be hotter in the summertime, but you'll appreciate it. looks exactly the same. Oh, but we do drive faster in our roads. So you like that part of it?
Oh yeah, probably it won't look a lot different, or like the heat isn't really that different when we're talking 2 degrees.
It's only really hot here for about 2 months a year. That's it. The rest of the months are really nice, and you like the winters too. We got nice cold winters and snow. So
yeah, that's what we get. Winnipeg, it's the windiest intersection in the world, and there's actually pictures, and they're not photoshopped, of people hanging on the light poles and flapping like a flag.
we got wind for you down here too. Look, we will sponsor you. You come to Nebraska, we've got room for you. So, and I got plenty of space for your guns. You can borrow some of mine if you want. You come on down here, we got you, man. We got you covered. You like it? I'm a big fan of Wonder Bars, candy bars. So I'm a little Canadian there. So there you go.
I think Nebraska could be pretty cool, and it's got to be warmer than what you're used to, Bob.
Oh, not a whole lot. I mean,
July and August are hot and humid, but then after that, the rest of the months are really nice.
It's like 2 days south from you.
Yeah, we drove to Winnipeg in 2 days.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like
it's easy.
The weather's not going to be. I lived in Saskatoon. That's like 6 hours north.
Oh my God, is that by Santa Claus?
No.
Norfolk.
Not even getting close yet.
Half the places in Canada sound like they're made up names.
We got Regina.
Hey,
Moose Jaw. I mean, do you know like Capone used to come hang out in Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. Al Capone would come and hang out in Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan.
That is cool, man. That is cool. Yeah.
So basically what you're saying is there's 3 solutions to this problem. 1, the United States can just annex Canada, which
I'm telling you, once we run out of lumber, we're going north. So you might as well come join us now. I mean, we're coming there.
We'll just send the Travi up there first. We can
covered. It's all good.
Okay. The second choice is just kick the liberals out of your country. Just don't send them here because we got plenty. And the third choice is just pack your stuff and move south.
Yeah.
I've got a list of Canadian names here, Bob. Can you tell me if these are the actual city names in Canada, if these are real?
Okay.
Okay, so the first one we have is a Dildo, Newfoundland.
Yeah, that's real.
Oh my God, Balls Falls, Ontario.
Yep.
Midnight Range, you were a kid, man. Happy Adventure, Newfoundland.
I've heard of Happy Adventure.
Okay, Vulcan, Alberta. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've been there.
Swastika, Ontario.
Holy shit.
I'm not sure about that one. I've never been in Ontario, but I wouldn't doubt it.
Okay, Sober Island, Nova Scotia.
Yeah, that I could see.
Okay, we got Punky Doodles Corners, Ontario. Jesus, these sound like children's shows. Here's
Bob has heard of Sober Island, but he's never actually visited.
Here's the best one. I can't even say this shit with a straight face. Spread Eagle Bay, Newfoundland. Oh my God. Well, dude, you need to get the hell out of that country right now, okay?
Somebody saw an eagle with its wings spread and called it Spread Eagle Bay.
Oh man, I thought it was like a yoga move or something for checking your colon. I feel you got to get out of there, man.
People in Canada actually had a job on beaver patrol, and no one even laughed. Right?
No, I know. Yeah.
Wasn't that a song? Wasn't that a song back in the day? Beaver Patrol.
It might have been. Yeah.
and this, ladies and gentlemen, is why you do not grow up and move to Canada.
Yeah, no, never move here. No. Number 1, it's stupid cold, and number 2, they'll take your guns away.
But could you seriously come here and then not be allowed back in because you'd have your firearms once they get banned?
I'd be allowed to come back in, but they would confiscate my firearms and probably arrest me.
Okay.
So that's why I say I would literally be a refugee. It'd be like, well, why come back? But the thing is, I couldn't stay in the States because it's against the law for me to keep my handguns there or to keep my guns there. Because I can only import them for a certain period of time, right?
No, but who's to say you can't bring them to the States and sell them to somebody?
No, I actually can't. Then I need an importer's permit.
Oh,
Right? It's a
or let somebody borrow them for a while.
Could you go through a dealer and sell them to me?
That's what I was gonna say. Could
And then when
sell
you
'em
come
to
down, I just
somebody?
give them back to you. I mean, I'm cool with that.
No, I don't think that'd work either.
There's got to be some way around it. You've got to be able to move to a different country. You've got to be able to.
Farmers brings guns over from all these podunk little countries. We can do this.
Oh, I think I can. And that, like I say, is if they wouldn't let me bring them back, right? If they say, nope, those are banned in Canada now, I would have no option but to have to apply to ATF. Look, I can't bring these back. Can I sell them here? And it's, I think in America they would say, well, I guess, if they're American, and they are, right? It's a Browning high power.
Nope. That would be importing.
I doubt it. There's
Well,
no way. Yeah,
but it'd be importing guns that were available in America.
they're
They
going
would
to tell you to pound sand.
They don't care.
If it was
They're
my
going to tell you to pound sand.
40, I could see they would go, oh, no, you can't bring that in because we don't allow that anymore. But if it's guns that are actually available in America or were manufactured in America, like I would think the Ruger they would for sure allow because, well, that was made there.
I'm not sure how that works. I will have to do some research on that one for you, Bob. But it would seem to me that if you went to like a gun shop or an FFL in Canada, you could send it to another gun shop in the United States without much hassle.
No, you actually have to find a specific shop that can transport or that can do that internationally.
The importer is a distinct type of FFL. There's two different types of importers, and that would have to be the Americans, so the United States side. I don't know what Canada has, but let's assume they have something like that. Then you could buy it from that FFL.
Yeah, well, most of the Canadian gun sellers that I know, even if they have online sales and everything else, they say, selling to the U.S. is just not worth the paperwork and the hassle, and they just don't bother. So you can imagine it's got to be a big pile of bullshit if you don't want that market.
Well, no, what I was thinking about was something like Classic Firearms because I knew they do a lot of international sales and stuff.
Well, I think somewhere like that, yeah, but I mean, they're not going to do an individual, eh?
Well, no, see, that's the issue right there.
Yeah, I know my brother's been trying to find options because he's got all these like prohibits.
Well, you know what? There is a second option, Bob, and I hate to say this because I would hate to do it myself. But what you could do is sell that gun there.
Yeah.
When you get to the United States, just buy another one.
Yeah, I know. That's probably what'll have to happen.
And that sucks, and I hate it for you. But when a country gets that far gone, it's going to take a long time to get it back. And that's what scares me about the United States, because if things don't change here in a quick hurry, certain states are going to be heading right that direction where they're not going to be allowed to have handguns at all, period.
But you also have to look at what's happening. Like, look at what's happening in France now, right? That's a globalist kind of agenda that the people have finally just stood up and said, whoa, 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 whoa. Right? Now you've got Antifa that's fighting on the same side as people they called nationalists, which were just like farmers who were going like, we don't like any more of these people coming here because we got to pay for them and, we're broke. So now you've got a whole country is like, basically, what's going on in France right now in Paris? It's like you'd have 30,000 Americans in New York Times Square burning trucks and getting tear gassed by the police and going, I'm not going to take it anymore because they want to charge $5 a liter, so like $20 a gallon.
$20 a gallon. Good God.
Well, I'm not sure of those numbers. So, mean, don't quote me on those, but I mean, like right now, it's over a buck a liter here for gas. That makes it, $4 a gallon. So
That's ridiculous.
and I know in Britain and that it was over £2
Oh yeah.
a liter. Now 2 pounds is about $4, $3, something like that, $3. So that's
Right now we're paying 55 cents a liter where I live.
yeah.
And that's not just
How do you know
it's
where?
not just Paris there either. There's like 4 other cities that are having the same kind of riots as Paris is.
Oh yeah. Well, I heard somebody say something the other day that over in England right now, there's certain groups that's fighting real hard to get their gun rights back. Finally, after all these years, they're actually standing up for themselves and saying, "Okay, this is nuts," because.
Well, that's because London's crime has now gone above New York's. Well, actually, you know who else's has? Toronto. In Canada, our crime level is now higher than New York's per capita.
Yeah, well, that don't surprise me.
Well, I think in England, I mean, I could be totally wrong about this, but aren't the majority of the public that are gun owners when they be hunters?
Yeah.
And maybe landowners, pest control. I mean, it's, obviously there's no handgun ownership unless you're like a shooting club or whatever, but
I don't even think
Don't forget that most of the guns that weren't invented here were invented in Europe, and then they had 2 world wars, so they have quite a few, collectors and people that are and family guns.
So, I mean, I could see the hunting class over there getting very vocal about it because that's a tradition of sport for them, I mean,
I think those kind of people, though, they got like their game board. The guy who looked after their farm, he would get a permit and he would keep them all locked up. But they would mostly be old double barrels. I mean, I'm pretty sure they didn't get to keep any of their, war souvenirs. Because there were guys in World War II. I remember reading books from pilots and stuff like that in World War II. And these guys would get machine guns. They would recover them from shot down German bombers and then be out shooting them over the back wall of the neighbor's farm, and trying to take out a fox or something with it. So a lot of those guns were think of how many German bombers fell down in Britain. How many 15-year-old kids went, "Oh, I'm not telling nobody about this."
Yeah, I don't know. I think what's going on is the crime rates in these countries are getting so out of control right now that the populace is finally saying, "Okay, enough is enough." Take the United States as an example. In the cities that has the most crime, you have the least amount of people owning guns. In the cities with the most guns, we have the least amount of crime. It's not hard. It's not hard to see that there's something to that.
Yeah, normal people see that. I see that. We all see that. A lot of the people that you talk to, like the more left-leaning people, they don't see it at all. They just do not see it at all. They don't get that at all. And I keep trying to make the point, all this, London, England, strictest gun control ever. Gun crime is going up. Crime is going up. Just crime in general. Knife crime is terrible. But all this crime is going up, and they have the really strict control. Toronto, in Canada, we do have strict gun control, especially on handguns, right? You can't carry them ever. You can take them to the gun range. That's it. So, nobody's wandering around with a gun and accidentally getting in a shootout. These are criminals, and they're using guns that aren't legal. They were smuggled, and it's So gun crime happens regardless of what your gun laws are. Personally, I'd rather have a chance that if somebody decides they want to shoot me, I get a chance to shoot back.
Exactly. Well, you know that's it's like over in Australia. I read an article. What was it last year? Sometime, and they were talking about we've banned all these guns, and yet now people are making guns in their house out of hardware components. So what do we do? How do we combat it?
Make a gun in your house.
Yeah, making simplified shotguns and stuff like that.
Fire shotguns. I mean,
Yeah.
That hardware components, and yeah, and people do that. And
We saw the guys in the Philippines that craft the 1911s. That Vice documentary on that.
oh yeah, they're doing.
They just make it out of bar stock,
You know, they're not complicated machines. I mean, and there's a wheel, there's a way. I mean, how hard is it to make a single shot rifle or a single shot pistol?
Or a slide fire shotgun. That's the simplest.
Mhm.
So anyway, I mean that's the whole point, right? But that doesn't even matter, right? It's even where these terrorists have not been smart enough to figure out how to do that. They've just gone, I'm going to rent a van.
Yeah, they're going to run you over with a van.
Fans into this. Come on.
They're going to run you over with some kind of vehicle. We don't want to be van. We don't want to be.
Often it's like a car. I think a lot of times.
Some kind of vehicle with wheels and a steering wheel and a gas pedal. Or they're going to knife you, or they're going to throw acid in your face.
But not a golf cart, because if you try it with a golf cart, I've seen lots of videos on YouTube, and they run people over with golf carts all the time, and they always get back up.
They're always like trying to learn how to drive They want to learn how to drive a dump truck, but they don't want to learn how to dump.
They probably do have people running people over there with golf carts, but those are the Monty Python fans.
I'll tell you what, you get hit by one of those mini paintball tanks, you ain't getting up, son.
Oh, those things are such a joke. Well, unless you make them out of a Honda.
I would stand in front of one of those things. That's just like forklifts, man. I stay the hell out of the way. That and garbage trucks, they always win. They always win.
Make paintball tanks out of forklifts.
Yeah, there you go.
Or make paintball tanks out of those little bobcats.
No, you make them out of those tracked wheelchairs. That's perfect. And then, oh yeah, think about it, man. And they're like those. Yeah, it's perfect, man. It's almost like an armored suit.
That's essentially what it would be, wouldn't it? You sitting inside of an armored paintball protector. So it's
well, until they cover the cameras up.
Yeah.
So, Bob, is there any talk about a bill that's in the works that they're going to pass? I mean, I see that they're doing a study on it. They started doing that in August. Is there talk that there's going to be some sort of a mandate or a vote laid down this year, or what?
Oh, yeah. Well, Trudeau's pushing it because the election's coming up right away. Eh? So he wants to show that he's doing something to protect the cities.
Even though he's really not? Okay.
So are his guards not going to have their handguns either? Is that going to be part of the deal? Because he doesn't think anybody needs them. Why should he?
No.
Oh, no. Yeah, of course not. Because he's more important than any other human being, right?
Oh, that's right. He has his own private jet.
Now, Travis, you know it don't work that way. The elite always have to have guns.
Well, of course.
So they can control the rest of the populace.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it comes down to.
Yeah. On the upside, I'll still get to keep my short-barreled lever-action rifle with a...
Okay, for now.
Yeah.
Well, no, actually, that one's probably pretty safe. Because it's a lever-action, so it's like old technology.
It's a gun. It's a firearm. It's causing all the world's problems. It's causing all of Canada's problems. It's a gun.
No, see, Canada's doing it very incremental, right? It was, the assault rifle. We had a big shooting in Montreal or in Quebec, and then, the guy used an M14 with 30-round magazines, so we outlawed the AK-47 and restricted the AR-15.
Then eventually somebody's stolen lever action is going to be used in some mass killing, and then that's going to be the next gun they go after because it fires 5 rounds a minute. You know,
a lever action was used in the attack on Parliament Hill 2 years ago by a Muslim extremist. He killed a soldier on guard, rushed Parliament Hill, and was outside the door of where the Prime Minister and all the Parliament was sitting. And I guess what the hell was he? He's a ceremonial guy, right? He's like the sergeant in arms or something of the Parliament. And he ran into his office, unlocked his gun, got it out, then ran out there, dove in front of the guy where he was hiding behind a pillar and lit him up.
You know, I think a lot of Canada's problems can be solved by just letting Quebec be its own country like they want.
Oh, hell no. I think Quebec should just, like, you know, go piss up a rope. They're part of Canada now. They're stuck. Yeah, they just have to quit being such bitches and get on the program. And if they don't want to, then hell, we'll just like.
They're too French.
Well, I don't know. They're different. I mean,
yeah, they're different.
Yeah,
I've moved some French Canadians.
There's some good French Canadians. I hate to say it, but there is. Just like there's some good in all people. But yeah, mostly
the realists would just ruin my joke, right? That was just a joke, Bob.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, it happens. It ain't the first time you ruined a joke I was trying to tell. Probably won't be the last.
Yeah. Where'd that come from?
You're allergic to bad humor?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
No, that's me, remember? I'm just getting over my cold. Didn't I range caught it last night? Now you're getting it today, so yeah.
Crap. You gave me another internet virus, Travis.
Sorry about that, man.
No, you're not. Liar.
Oh, come on, man. I got cough syrup here. Come over here. Come get some cough syrup. I'm ready. I can help you.
Uh-huh. Is that cough syrup called moonshine?
I have some. If you want some.
Yeah, baby.
I got a good supply of it, so I just want to let you know. So.
The question is the moonshine you get off the back of somebody's truck? Is it the moonshine you go to some store and buy?
No, I have a special place I get it from, and I can't tell you.
Yeah. That's the best kind.
I'll tell you some point off air, okay?
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the best kind is when you get it fresh out of the steel.
Oh, it ain't out no still.
Okay, now you've got him nervous.
Yeah, seriously. How the hell you making moonshine out of steel?
Oh, it can be done. It can be done.
Yeah.
I got you, bro. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, okay. That looked more like brandy than moonshine.
No, it's got a cinnamon. It's got a cinnamon stick in it.
Oh, okay.
For some flavor, so we just drop that in there.
Okay.
I think it's called Pruno. He's probably making it in the toilet.
No.
Yeah.
No. A little cinnamon stick floating around there. See? Mason jar. Yeah. Can't talk about it on air.
Nope. We will hold that conversation for later.
Mm-hmm.
It's just water with a cinnamon stick that he leaves out in the moonlight.
No, you think it's water till you try it.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Well, if you think it's water, you got a problem. We're going to get you some help, okay?
my first experience with moonshine, real moonshine.
Good thing you didn't want to talk about it on air, Travis.
Well, I'm not talking about where I get it. I'm okay talking about it.
The first experience I ever had with real moonshine, I was 14 or 15 years old, and I was sick as a dog, and I went out to my buddy Ronnie's house, and he had a jar of it, and where he got it, because he didn't drink. And it was sitting in his refrigerator in the kitchen. I asked him if I could get some water. He says, yeah. I said, I got a jar of it in the kitchen. I said, okay. And I walked in there. I said, where's that? He said, It's in the jar in the refrigerator, and I opened it up, took a guzzle of it, and oh my God, I thought I was going to die. Oh man! And at first, it didn't really hit me. It about 2 seconds later, man, I was on fire. What in the hell is this? He said, "That's moonshine." I said, "I thought you said it was water." No.
It's water. It's fire water.
He laughed his ass off at me. And like I said, it was funny because Ronnie didn't drink. I don't think, as long as I had known him, I had ever seen him take a drink of any kind of liquor. Period. Ever. So what I'm figuring is his son or one of the other guys that hung out at his house probably brought some in. Just stuck it in the refrigerator, left it there, which was common because we'd all go out to his house and we'd play spades till 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning sometimes, and get drunk, cut up, carry on, just have a good old time. But memories. And for those of you that don't know, Ronnie was my best friend's dad, and his son's name was Ronnie too. And me and Ronnie Jr. grew up together, and we're the exact same age. He was born just a few months after me. And he's been my friend all my life. Hell, I got my first fist fight with a kid. So that's how long me and him's been hanging around together. So, and Ronnie Sr., when my mother died, helped dig my mom's grave. 2 days after that, he died. That was one of the hardest weeks of my life. I mean, when you lose your best friend and your mother in the same week, just a few days, man, it's crushing. I lost 2 very important people. But I've got great memories, and I think about them often.
There you go, man.
Yep. You always need to tell the guys and gals that you love them, because tomorrow ain't promised. Always remember that. Good advice from the outlaw tonight, folks.
There you go.
I don't do it often, but that one I'm serious about. I left Matt's chat earlier. I don't know how many of you called it, but I actually said I love you, and I do love you. I love each and every one of you. Everybody that was in the chat, everybody that was in the panel. I consider most of you people like brothers and sisters to me. Everybody that's in here with me now, Gary, Bob, Midnight, Rich, Travis, and the other Travis. You guys are family. Ain't nothing I wouldn't do for any of you if I could. So, just putting that out there.
Right on, man.
And as far as all of you guys that was over in Matt's chat and voted for Janeway, I still love you. You're idiots, but I love you.
No, seriously, what the hell were you people thinking?
Yeah, good Lord. Janeway.
Janeway? Seriously, people? Come on.
Over Picard. And I can't believe Kirk beat out Picard. Grant you, Kirk was a great captain. I'll give him that. But he wasn't Picard.
I can see the Kirk and Picard. I mean, that's the eternal feud right there between Star Trek, Kirk or Picard, I went and voted Disco, but that's because he was hawk on Spencer for Hire, and you don't get people.
Yeah, well, and he carried a Colt Python.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good when you could remember the gun a guy carried in a show 30 years ago.
Hawk was Samuel L. Jackson before Samuel L. Jackson was a thing.
Exactly. I've said that myself. Didn't they do a limited Hawk series? It was like
yes,
not even a full season.
Yeah, it was like a mini series.
Yeah.
Something. It was like his origin or some shit like that.
Yep. Yep. It was a good show. Spencer was a great show. I would like to see them bring that one back because I went back and I go back and I watch some of these old shows and most of them just do not hold up well. Spencer does not hold up well. Uh, Airwolf, I love that show back in the '80s, but it's one of those that just don't try to rewatch it. Just remember how great it was when you was a kid.
Cutscenes and the firefights and stuff, they would use the same scene where the turbo rockets would come on.
Yep.
Remember they did
Yep.
10 years later too. Like the early 90s re-release of it, a newer one that had a new cast on it and stuff.
Uh-huh.
That was
Yep. Well, television series uses a lot of the same scenes over and over. I used to watch Stargate, and I still watch that show all the way through. Once every single year, I will rewatch Stargate. I just love it that much.
Yeah.
And if you watch, you'll see certain scenes over and over and over through every season. There's this one scene where it shows the front of Cheyenne Mountain, and you've got 2 or 3 guards out there, and they'll always be marching, and they'll always be the same 2 or 3 guards, and they'll always be, it's the same scene just in every single damn episode. And that's fine. Because everything else in the show is different. It's just showing you, the outside of the mountain. But with Airwolf, they'd put it right in the middle of the show, and it actually is supposed to mean something.
Yeah, well, that's like my daughter just said. That's because they didn't have the budgets like they have now.
Yeah, exactly.
You might have had like 100,000 for a budget, if that, for a TV show back in the '80s. Now they got budgets of millions of dollars for an episode.
Even now, the pay of the network, they still get the budget because of films. So you still get a couple shows here and there where
Another one that don't hold up well is the original Blue Thunder series. Does not hold up at all. I haven't went back and tried to rewatch like Miami Vice. I'm afraid to because I loved that show as a kid. Not sure how well it would hold up now. Because you got to think back when that show was written, the styles that they wore were completely different than they are today. The cars are all outdated now.
Dude, I don't know, man. 90s styles are really making a comeback with kids. Like fanny packs and biker shorts and neon.
Miami Vice was the 80s, Travis.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. 80s baggy clothing and stuff. Late 80s, early 90s. Yeah, I know.
Well, I tell you what, I hope to God they do not bring back the parachute pants. Good Lord.
I don't know, man. Their pants are evolving that route, it seems like, anymore. So.
Jeez. You remember those things?
Oh, yeah, man. We all had a pair of zebra skin Zubas, right?
Not me.
Not me. It was t-shirt and jeans.
That was it. Wrangler jeans and a pair of cheap Laredo boots, or what was that other company? Dingoes. I can't tell you how many pair of dingo boots I wore out.
My mother was always giving me Reeboks. I was always wearing Reeboks out like crazy.
Oh, you didn't have no British Knights phase or LA Gear?
I owned one pair of LA Gear at one point when I was in high school, and I had one pair of British Knights when I think I was in 8th grade. That was it. The rest of it was always Reeboks.
They started making BKs again now.
Yeah, Walmart has them, and they don't have the little BK button on them. So
yeah.
What was it that I seen? Bugle Boys.
Oh yeah.
I remember Bugle Boys. Well, I seen Bugle Boys at the Dollar General the other day.
Oh man.
And I was like, I remember when these things were like $60, $70 a pair.
Yep, 80. I remember some of them were $80. When the jeans came out, they were almost 100.
Yep.
And I was like, now you're buying them at the Dollar General? Give me a break.
Well, sort of. A lot of that vintage stuff gets resold on eBay, and it brings crazy dollar value. I mean, it's nuts. Vintage stuff is going bonkers right now for collectors and people that are just into that, vintage Nikes and then vintage T-shirts, old T-shirts from like the 80s or the 90s that have been out of production for a while. That stuff actually has a value, surprisingly. If you just look around and be amazed what they get for it. Vintage on it to be able to sell it for more money, I guess. I don't know.
When I was in high school, we wore plain white T-shirts and blue jeans. Pretty much same thing I wear now.
You were on the set for Grease, weren't you? Weren't you in the background with the
John
But,
Travolta?
we didn't have no designer jeans because most of the time our moms bought our jeans from Sears and Roebuck. They were called Tough Skins,
Yeah.
because we wore out pants. We'd wear them till they practically fell apart too, and then we'd cut the legs off of them, wear them for shorts in the summertime.
Yep. I did that too when I was a kid. Now, I didn't wear tennis shoes in school unless I was taking gym class or something. Other than that, I was in cowboy boots. That was just it. I wore my cowboy boots every single day.
In the summertime, I did because I worked on a farm and would pretty much come in handy. If you was shoveling out a grain bin, you sure as hell didn't want to be in tennis shoes. You'd have soybeans and wheat up inside your shoes so fast it wouldn't even be funny.
When I was in 11th and 12th grade, my work footwear was flip-flops because I was working as a lifeguard at the local pool. So.
Rich, how old are you?
44.
Okay. I'm 42. So we had about the same stuff growing up. So a lot of the same, because you're mentioning a lot of the clothes and stuff. I'm like, that sounds like the stuff I used to wear. It's kind of a age range where people wear the same stuff, Yeah.
My parents made me get one suit when I was a kid. So I got the Sonny Crockett suit.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. If you're going to do it in style, right?
Right.
Wow.
Come on, Alex. You had a pair of Reebok pumps and you go tear it up on the court.
Mm-hmm. Dude, I'll tell you.
Not with the Reebok street hikers.
I did not play basketball, football, soccer, any kind of ball when I was a kid.
He was on the fishing team, though.
Yep, that was me. While everybody else was out shooting hoops, I was catching fish.
I bet you were.
And they could keep their balls, and I would catch my fish, and we'd both happy. I was running through the woods or wading the river or sitting on a fish bank somewhere, doing my thing. I didn't bother them; they didn't bother me, and we was all happy.
Oh, no, it's out there fishing in the dark, huh?
Many, many, many nights.
You dog.
Oh, and I set it up right. We lived right behind the river, was right in the backyard, so I didn't have a long way to go to get to the water. And at night, I would run a extension cord from our back porch down to the river, and I had built this tee out of 2x4s and dug a hole in the ground, shoving them in there, and I'd have to change it about once every couple of years because finally it just rot out or something. And I just put the light on top of that tee, shine it right down where I fished, sit there all night, every night, or until Mom got ticked off because I wasn't in the house and started yelling at me. Yeah. If I wasn't watching wrestling at 6:05 on Saturday, I was on the riverbank, and most of the time at 6:05, my butt was in front of the TV watching Superstation. So,
wrestling's fake.
Yep, had to do it. But
TBS, is that what you were watching?
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you guys have USA Network? That was another good one. That had Airwolf on. It had wrestling on Sundays, Kung Fu Theater.
Well, see, we didn't get USA until something like 89, 90. So we were late to the ball game. We didn't even have anything. The channels I had growing up was we had Channel 3, Channel 6, Channel 8, 9 was public broadcasting, and then TBS came on Channel 10. Well, we got TBS in about 84 or 85. had no clue, and that was one of our considered a free station for us.
Yeah.
Uh, we didn't pay any extra for it or anything like that. It was just a free station.
Now, was that over the air or was it with a cable
Yeah,
box?
that was over the air. We didn't have cable.
Yeah,
We
we had
didn't
to get a
know.
cable box to get that. Yeah.
We didn't even know what cable was at that point.
Your cable, the only cable you use is catch your fish. Huh?
Yeah, pretty much. And then in I guess just a couple months after we got TBS, we got uh, the Chicago station. What is it?
WGN.
The WGN, the Bozo Show, and all that. So that's when the satellite dishes first started popping up and getting big. Well, everybody around us was getting satellite dishes, and back then they wasn't these little bitty things you see now. These things were huge. You had to clear out a space in your backyard to put one up if you
Oh,
really
yeah.
want to get one.
You could build a concrete pad and everything else for it generally.
They're about 20 feet diameter.
Yep.
They're
I mean,
huge.
these things were huge.
Had this big old motor to aim it.
Yep.
And it was a pain in the rear. I mean, if it was at least a little bit of rain, you wasn't watching nothing. So we couldn't afford anything like that. So we were just stuck with the standard, like I said, ABC, CBS, NBC, uh, TBS, and WGN, and PBS. That was our stations. If you was gonna watch something, those were the stations you was gonna watch it on. And you wasn't watching TV at all. And then slowly, in I guess 90, 91, we finally started getting cable into the area. And that opened up a whole new world for us. And we was like, wow, 20 channels. This is amazing. We were just so far back in the hills that any kind of new technology or anything like that took forever to get to us. And when it finally did, it was not like it was. And my sister had moved out and moved to Atlanta by that point, and she was getting, you know, 40, 50 channels on cable. And we'd go visit her, and I was just amazed. Wow, what are all these, channels? What different channels for this, different channels for that? Shopping channels. Never even heard of a shopping channel before. So, yeah, growing up where I did, I was not connected to the rest of the world in that sense. We didn't know about cable or satellite a whole lot, or you know, we didn't get the all round the clock news networks. So things that happened was just secondhand. Reading in the newspaper, you wasn't gonna know about it or come over the radio. Uh, Finally, in about '95, I think it was, we got us a satellite dish. And by that time, they had started getting a bit smaller. So you could actually attach one to your house at that point. And we got one, and they had what they called at the time a baseball card that you actually put into the box to program the machine. And if you knew the right people, they could program that card for you, and you get all these stations free. HBO, Cinemax, Showtime, whatever. Get all of them free. And we knew the people that could do it, and we had it done. So we were getting all these cables or satellite stations completely free of charge. And I was in hog heaven there for quite a while until I realized that, well, HBO kind of sucks because it's just showing the same movie over and over 500 times a month. So then you'd start watching Showtime, and then it was the same thing there, the same thing over and over. And for those of you people that don't know, I had neighbors that had a satellite dish and got it in, I guess, 84, 85, somewhere in that area. And we'd go to their house and watch TV. Well, at that time, HBO didn't come on until about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It would start its program day at 5 o'clock. It would end around 1 o'clock in the morning. And that was all the HBO you got. So you'd plan out your movies you'd want to watch, and you knew what time it was going to come on. You'd be sitting in front of the TV at that time to watch that show, and whatever come on before it or after it. And there was no movies or commercials between the movies then. They would play little short clips of animation or this little show about this little coyote called Chico. Can't remember the name of the show itself, but it was actually a show. And then it'd last 15, 20 minutes and then right into the next movie. So, yeah, but man, West Virginia has changed so much. And now, they've got internet there and they're doing everything that we're doing. And it's just amazing to me how quick that technology has finally caught up with them. So, it sounds like I'm talking like I was living in a dark ages. Well, essentially, compared to the rest of the world, I guess I was. Because we didn't
sound that much different from where I grew up.
We didn't know anything about any of this cable stuff or satellite stuff or this, that, and the other until, mid 80s. And by the time we actually had access to it, it was probably close to the mid 90s. So some of you younger people out there have no clue the struggle, and it was real, believe me.
I was 9 years old before we ever got a color TV in our house. I thought everything was
Oh, yeah. I remember those days. First 2 or 3 TVs we had. I remember playing an Atari 2600 on a black and white TV.
Yeah, you could do it. Had a switch. You could switch it to black and white.
And I didn't even know it worked in color. Till Dad brought home a color TV when I was about 7 years old.
He's like, whoa, look at all these colors.
7 or 8, something like that. Maybe a little over than that. And I was like, what?
And I had a pretty rough, man. We only had 32 channels of cable, and I was limited to playing either an NES or Sega Genesis. I mean, it was really hard for me growing up,
Hey, Travis. Travis. Now listen to this.
Hey, I had an Atari when I was 6. Okay, I had a black and white TV in my bedroom until I was
I got you beat though. I had an Intellivision.
Hey, there you go.
I had a ColecoVision.
Oof,
I had the 2600.
Dude, the Coleco and the Intellivision were way better than the Atari, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, they were both better than the Atari.
Yeah.
The only plus side to the Atari was the controllers was a little easier to deal with.
Yeah.
But the controllers on the Atari would break.
Yeah, they would.
After about 6-8 months of good use. So you'd have to buy new ones.
Yeah.
With a ColecoVision or the Intellivision, either one of those, you could use them forever and they would still work.
Oh, yeah.
And then I had the NES, the original Nintendo Entertainment System.
Yep, one loaded from the front.
Yep.
Got to blow on your cartridges.
Yeah. Yep. Many a times. And it came with Duck Hunt and Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers. Yep. Then we moved on to the Sega.
Which, other than Sonic, there were so many Genesis games that were just garbage back then. Yeah. They were terrible.
Remember, there was this one Sega game I think it was called Life Force that I just played the hell out of.
Super Nintendo had way better graphics.
Yep. And then there was Mortal Kombat come out on it, remember?
Yeah, you had to put the blood code in it.
Yep.
Otherwise the blood was green. What kind of fun was that,
And to think about the original Mortal Kombat, you could do the finishers, and it wasn't, 25 different directional buttons you had to push to do the finishers.
Mm-hmm.
By the time you got to the second and third games, they had made that so complicated. I was just like, forget it. I don't even want to play this game because it's just.
You ever play the Super Nintendo version of Mortal Kombat?
No.
It wasn't even green blood. It was just sweat.
Yeah. You couldn't even. There was no blood code for it.
Yeah, you had to have the what was it? The shark. somebody came up with a code for that to turn it to blood.
And I'll tell you, the bane of my existence when I was young playing video games was Contra.
Oh yeah,
Huh?
the original.
Because
Yep.
trying to beat that game without using the code, and everybody knows the code.
Forget
If
it.
you don't know the code, then it's a secret that's going to die with us old timers. We ain't telling you. But anyway,
Wasn't there a song about one of those codes by Genesis?
yes, there actually was. There was also a Pac-Man song, if you remember that.
Pac-Man Fever. They had a whole album that had
I think the Genesis song came out first, though. I think that's what the code was actually based off of the Genesis song. The person who wrote that code into the game was a huge Genesis fan.
But
It might be where they got the name for the Sega Genesis too. I think.
the original Contra, without that code, was almost impossible to beat.
Oh yeah.
I done it, but it took forever.
You play with two people.
Was it 3 lives?
Yep, 3 lives is all you got.
It was a lot easier if you were playing with a friend. If you had 2 people playing it, it was a lot easier.
How about Akari Warriors? That was another fun one to play with 2 players.
Yep.
You'd get in the tanks for a little while, then they'd blow up. You'd have to jump out, and it's like a top view.
Yep.
That was a classic.
And Combat, remember Combat?
On the Atari?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the tanks.
Yep.
It had like 20 different games on it, but
you had tanks, you had airplanes, and most of the time it was 3 airplanes and against 1 big plane.
Yeah, against 1 giant airplane. You could shoot between the 3 little ones, but that big one was in trouble.
Yeah.
I don't think
Whoever had the 1 big plane was just out of luck.
Yeah. And I think it was always the white plane that was the one really big one, or whatever color it was on a color TV. We had our Atari hooked up to a black and white, so the big one was always the white, and the little ones were always little black planes. So.
Yep. Remember Joust?
Oh yeah.
That game was a pain in the ass too. Good Lord. Joust and Pitfall. 2 old Atari games that just drove me nuts.
I used to love to play Joust.
I struggled with Qbert, trying to figure out how the hell to control that little guy. I sucked at Qbert so bad. I could play Galaga, Paperboy. Qbert was just, man.
Qbert was a lot
Dig
I was one of the unfortunate souls that actually had the ET game.
Oh yeah, we had that too.
I still got it.
I'm still stuck in that damn flower vase. I can't get out.
You fall down that pit, and it's like, God.
Your neck would extend, you'd fly out, and then you fall out. I'm like, what is going on?
I remember ET having that power.
I think it was one of the first video games to make me cry when I was a kid. I'm like, I can't get out of the power part. You'd sit there and bawl about it.
Holler at the game. It's cheating. It's cheating.
Well, you saw that they uncovered the games, and then they ended up selling them. The ones that got buried in the desert, they found them, and then unearthed them.
They actually found the landfill and then unburied it. Well, what are you people thinking? Leave it alone, for the love of God.
It's not worth it. I mean, okay, it's part of the lore of owning it, but it was really a garbage game. That cartridge is better off being a coaster for your beer than anything.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
that was one of the most annoying games ever created.
Yeah,
and I don't know what they were thinking, And there has to be a way out of that vase. I just never figured it out.
I'm really torn on Yar's Revenge. I never quite got that one where you had that little barricade you had to eat through to get to the core, and that little missile would come up behind you, and you could never get away from it.
What was the other one? Spy Hunter. Remember that?
Oh yeah. When I got my NES, the first 2 games I ever, but the only 2 games I ever bought for it were Spy Hunter and Russian Attack, because I would always rent games.
Yeah,
Russian Attack and Spy Hunter. I could play Spy Hunter forever, although it got really hard. But yeah.
Now there was a game for the NES called Silent Services. It was a submarine game.
Yep, I had that game.
I loved that game. That game was awesome.
Yeah, that game was like really immersive in submarine combat.
Yeah.
It was like closest to a submarine simulator I think anybody's ever made for a video game console.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, and it kept track of the tonnage and what you've killed and how many of them you killed. You know, you take damage, you could port back and repair it. You know, it was all time based. You had limited time to get from point A to point B and then do what you had to do. And if you happen to run across a convoy of ships while you were going to wherever you're supposed to go, you had to, try to sink what you could. It was intense, and you would get so drawn into it because you had to plan your shots.
Yeah, it was like watching It was like a video game, but like watching Cary Grant in Operation Tokyo. You know?
Yeah, pretty much. And like I said, you couldn't just shoot at these things because just shooting at them, you're going to miss.
Yep.
You have to aim ahead of them and let them move into the torpedo.
Yep.
You couldn't just fire straight at them. So you had to use strategy. You had to use windage. When you surfaced, you had a gun, and you had to be able to track that gun so it would hit the targets at distance.
Yeah, you had a little 20mm cannon mounted on the bow of your ship.
Yep. It was a good game. It really was a good game. And I still don't think to this day they've made another one that would compare to that one.
No, like I said, I think that's the only thing that was close to being a simulator for any kind of submarine warfare that was anywhere near any kind of accurate as far as the way you had to aim your torpedoes and whatnot.
Yep.
It was really good on the PC too, because your keyboard, you had full control over the submarine with your keyboard, because every key did something different basically.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good one. Graphics
I never played a computer game until I got into high school.
See, same here though. We didn't grow up with a computer in the home at all. Commodore 64, nothing.
And the two computer games that I ever played, the first two, one was the Oregon Trail.
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
Oh hell yeah, dude! You only played it to go hunting. Nobody cared about actually making it.
Exactly.
Well, you have died from dysentery.
Oh, I was relentless, dude. I'd drop everybody off. If I was the last person that made it there, that's all I cared about. I'd go on every buffalo in sight and then just push slave driver. Grandma gets dysentery, leave her on the side of the trail. Keep on going.
Yep.
And remember, always pay the Native American to take you across the river. That was the lesson you had to learn.
Yeah.
Because that damn wagon would sink if you didn't. You'd lose half your meat. Then you got to go hunting again.
Junior got bit by a snake. Well,
that's
Junior.
That's what happens when you play on the pasture. You don't take the double barrel.
That's what happens when you're playing on the Oregon Trail.
Yep.
And the other one was some kind of martial art fighting game where it was 2D, of course, and you would have these eagles or hawks or something flying at you, and you'd have to punch or kick down. And it was what was the buttons? I think it was like Z and X was punch and kick, and your arrow buttons was up, down, or jump, up, left, or right, forward or backwards. And then down was a squat, and you'd fight these animals. I think there's a wolf or a dog or something, then the birds, and then every once in a while it'd send out an actual person that you had to fight. I can't remember the name of this game. And you were wearing a red outfit, and it was corny as hell, but I played it because it was a video game and it was on a computer, and I thought I was doing something special. So,
you know what game I used to like on the Genesis? Mutant League Football.
Oh,
it was bad, but you could kill people.
I never played that.
It played just like Madden, but you could set bombs in the football and deliberately fumble or throw an interception to kill opposing players. The referee made a bad call, you stick your offensive line on him. Tear the referee. And it was only a 15-yard penalty to kill the referee. So,
what was the other? I'm trying to think of the other game system that we had. It wasn't a Nintendo.
Oh, you also had TurboGrafx 16 that came out at that time.
No, this was after the Nintendo came out.
It was
the original PlayStation. It was the
Everybody wanted a
original
Neo Geo.
PlayStation.
Oh yeah, now they've got the re-release out now too, where you can buy the original PlayStation system. They did a mini version of it. It's got the games
Mhm.
built into it now.
Yeah, they got
And
they got Genesis like that too.
Yeah, yeah.
I was mad it didn't have Mutant League Football on it. I was going to get one.
it did have a football game. It wasn't Madden. It was the other one, NFL. Uh, which one did I have? 94, 95,
There
something
was the
like that.
Quarterback Club series. I think they came out or something. Is that what it was?
I don't know.
The best one was Madden. The other NFL games weren't up to Madden. And then EA got the exclusive license to it. So
Well, it was an EAA game. I remember that much. So whatever it was an EAA game, and I learned fairly quickly a cheat on that game that I could use because you could make your own players and build your own team and this, that, and the other. You know, early technology for that sort of thing, grant you, but you could still do it. And I learned fairly quickly that if you would set up your own player and make him like a really strong linebacker and just rush down the center, depending on, the play, you would sack the quarterback every single play. So I would sack the quarterback, knock him back, 5, 6, 10 yards, and then do it again the next play and get touchback after touchback after touchback,
Yeah.
And
Dude,
I figured out something on Madden 94. If you're playing with the all-time Steelers team, the guy that you had on kickoffs, the guy you had running down the left sideline was so fast that you could kick off, corner kick it towards the corner. He would be able to run down there, catch it, and run into the end zone for a touchdown every time.
that's just like when I played college football '96. I would take like University of Nevada, and there was a certain kind of screen pass that I would throw that the computer could never stop, and I actually won every single game by using the same play every single time. That's all I threw.
Yeah.
Once in a while, I mix it up a little bit. When I'd have like a 90 or 100-point lead, I'd start mixing it up a little bit. But yeah, that's all I would do is just keep throwing that kind of.
Well, that's exactly what I did too. I'd use the same type of plays every single time.
Yep.
And I would intentionally try to put their quarterback out of the game, break a leg. You broke his leg, Quarterback's off the field, And after you go through one or two quarterbacks, it's you got it made because then you're working with a third string that can't do crap.
Well, hell, Matt, in Mutant League, all you have to do is put a bomb in the football. As soon as the center snapped the ball to the quarterback, it would go boom, and the quarterback would be dead. So that was the one game where you could actually win a football game by forfeit because you would kill off the other team.
Now, my favorite original PlayStation game of all time would have to be Armored Core. I love that game. That was one of my
Metal too, man.
And then after that, probably Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
And then Siphon Filter. And Siphon Filter was a good game.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
I wish they'd remake that because that was such a good game with such a good story. It would make a good game today. Just update it so it's a first person shooter instead of third. The weapons still hold up today because most of the weapons he was using throughout the game still are being made today. So it's a great game. Absolutely great game.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time on the PlayStation 1 playing Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah, so did I.
Oh yeah.
Metal Gear Solid and Xenogears.
I never finished Final Fantasy 7. I played that game and played that game and played that game. I did all the missions, but I never finished the game itself. I just got sick of it. Just left it alone, walk away from it.
Looks here, Ellis, if you got a PS3. Oh, it says, okay, if you purchase this PS1 Classic and play it on your PS3 and PSP systems. So you can buy Siphon Filter in the PlayStation Store and play it on a PS3.
Yeah, They re-released some of those games on the PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
See, match chat's not the only one where you get geeked out, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh yeah. Heck yeah.
In case you guys don't know what Xenogears is, that's another one of those
Oh yeah. Those are good.
RPGs. It was like playing Final Fantasy with Mecha.
Metal Gears was more of a spy based game.
Yeah.
The first one actually came out with a Nintendo, didn't it? It was Metal Gear.
Yeah, the first Metal Gear came out on
On the NES.
I believe on the
And
NES.
then they
the second was
It was on the NES. Yeah.
and then they updated it for the PlayStation. And the upgraded version was, 3-dimensional. You had,
Yep.
pretty much an open world concept.
Yeah, and did you ever look at what's her face's butt as she's walking down the hallway with the binoculars?
Oh yeah,
yell at you, quit looking at my butt.
yeah. Or if you
Hey,
go in, or when you go to rescue her the first time, if you go back and forth through the vent, and look down at her 3 or 4 times, I think it's like the 5th or 6th time she's sitting there naked. She's not wearing anything but panties.
The PlayStation Classic, that the mini version that they just released, that does have Siphon Filter on it. Else, you might need to pick up one of those.
Yeah.
There's a link for you. If you click on that, it gives you the list of games.
Cool. I'll take a look at that.
There's some pretty good ones. Final Fantasy VII, Destruction Derby, the original Grand Theft Auto, Metal Gear Solid, Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey, which was a really good game. Resident Evil Director's Cut, Siphon Filter, Rainbow Six, Twisted Metal, Wild Arms.
I love the first Resident Evil game.
Oh yeah.
After that, I just never played another one.
I was never into the survival horror thing.
Hey, Ellis, I'm going to go ahead and drop out, buddy. I got to catch some Z's. I got to take the dog out for a little walk, and then I got to get some sleep, man. So I'm going to let you go.
Yeah, well, we all have work in the morning, so I should be in bed too.
Not everybody.
Anyway, I think what we're going to do is go ahead and shut. I think I'm going to go ahead and shut this one down, guys. It has been a great night. I appreciate each and every one of you guys out there in the chat for standing in here and listening to us for the past, what has it been, 91 minutes, hour and a half. Guys, it's been great. I'm going to run it through the room real quick. We'll start with you, Travis, because I know you need to get out of here.
No, man, dude, I appreciate the invite as usual. Check out the channel over here on YouTube and also over on guntube.org. And check out Caliber Quarter Saturday morning, 8 a.m. It's a little gun chat podcast that we do for a little while. And we'll have another episode lined up for Saturday. So thanks for the invite, man.
I'm going to try to get in there Saturday, depending on what my schedule is. If they got me scheduled for 10 a.m., I ain't going to make it. So I'm telling you now.
Yeah, that's fine, man.
But if they got me scheduled for 11, I'll be in there.
Cool. All right, man. Well, I'll send you an invite.
Okay, then.
Cool. Thank you.
Yep. Rich, what you got, buddy?
Let's see. Probably be on Hit or Miss tomorrow. Usually Night Strike sends me a link. See, other than that, I don't know when Sarge is doing his next show. Probably be on that one. If Gun Snob does his show Saturday, probably be on that one. And then for sure, if I'm fit, as long as I'm not sick as a dog, Sunday night, 8 o'clock over on Unloaded Media Channel, we'll have This Week Unloaded.
Yeah, sounds good, brother. Midnight, what you got?
Oh, not a whole lot. They had a pretty good show last night. Talked a lot about, gun rights and such. Did a blind challenge mail call the other day. That was fun. And let's see, what else did I do? Last week I had put out a video on my 8mm. That was pretty cool. So if you dig, if you dig military surplus guns or military guns, it's kind of an obscure rifle. It's pretty rare, so that's a pretty interesting rifle. So if you like that kind of stuff, check that out. Other than that, check out Instagram. I've been throwing up some fun stuff. I got a couple of things to put up tonight or tomorrow from a little party we did today. Just some fun pics. Other than that, same old, same old.
Hey, buddy, I appreciate you being on here.
Absolutely. Oh, we do have. I will say this: if anybody's, we got the Sportsman Show, the outdoor show coming to Harrisburg in the next couple of months. It's a really big one. So if anybody's up in the area, that's a cool show to go to for sure. Eastern Sports and Outdoor Show.
You know exactly when that's going to be, Travis?
I thought it was the second or third week in January. I have to look because somebody said it was actually maybe the last week in January into February, but I'm not sure.
I
So
might be able
I know
to.
there's a couple. What's that?
I might be able to get the wife and drive up there and hang out or something.
Yeah, let me know because there's a couple other people. David Kingpin said that he might try and swing up. He's not far away. I know in the past, Moon Food and Marco have been there. So yeah, if anybody's close to it, let me know. My schedule sucks, so I would have to probably be a day off if I get one that week that I would go, or Sunday.
Yeah,
possibly.
that's the same situation I'm in with my wife's work schedule, only having the one car and everything. So I know that is.
Yeah, but if anybody's heading up this way, let me know. Maybe we can meet up.
You know what? I've been thinking about that a lot lately, Midnight.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to find something on the East Coast for us guys that live on this side of the country to meet up at from time to time.
Well,
like a once a year show somewhere on the East Coast.
I know Budget Guns and Gears. I talked to him about. I think it's in April, but I can't remember. The Concealed Carry Expo is in Pittsburgh.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, and I think he said it's in April. He was going to try and possibly go because he's in Ohio. So yeah, that's another one that that's available maybe to go to. I don't really know much about it. I've never been to it, but sounds interesting. Yeah.
Well, I also know that there's a big machine gun shoot every year up in Kentucky, and that's when I was about trying to hook everybody up with. It's like a trade show or gun show plus machine gun shoot.
You're not talking about Knob Creek, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, Knob Creek is a big one. There's quite a lot of people go to that. It's a big event.
So I think that'd be a great place for us all to meet up. Be like Watermaker out in Oklahoma, just be on the East Coast instead. So anybody that can't get out to Oklahoma might be able to come out to that one instead. Something. Gary, what about you? What do you get to plug?
Oh, let me see. Let's see. Tomorrow night, I usually show up on Hit or Miss and some other shows during the week. I'm hearing an echo.
Yeah, it's midnight, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? My mic's open and I'm cleaning a bayonet actually, and my mic's open. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. I can fix that for you.
Other than that, check out my website, gizzardgary.com. Check me out on Gunstreamer and guntube.org. Join gun channels if you're not a member. It's free and it's a great place to belong to. Subscribe to everybody on this panel and especially to the Outlaw Hatfield. And thank you again for the invite. I really appreciate it.
Hey, you always get one. You know you do. Unless I'm doing a one-on-one, you will always be here, brother.
Yes, sir.
Okay, guys, check it out. I'm doing the 500 sub giveaway. What you got to do to enter this thing, and I will make a video about it probably in the next few days, is like, share, subscribe, just like you do with anybody else. And I want you to go through my interview list, find one that is your favorite, and make a video telling me why that particular interview is your favorite. That's how we're going to run this thing. And at the end, I will have a couple of my friends here. I don't know who exactly yet. Go through all these names and pick out 3 winners. There will be a first, second, and a third place, and we will decide who's going to be that winner when we get to the 500 subs. So, with that being said, I'm turning in for the night. I got to work in the morning. Some of us has to go sell some freedom. Luckily, that some of us is me. Y'all take care. I will talk to you later. Good night, folks. Love y'all.
Give him the bird.
Bye-bye.
Oh, my balls.
Let's go, Sly.